What is up, you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Trent, and today we are going to buy my very first Ford Excursion. As you can see, I have my co-pilot here, Dozer, my two boys, Dozer and Diesel, who's in the back, can't see him right now, and then my lovely videographer, Jess, my girlfriend. We're going up to Colorado. We're in Phoenix. So yeah, join us on this ride, and we'll see how it is when we get there. So after about 9 hours in the car, we finally arrived in Grand Junction, Colorado, where we're pulling up to the house with the Excursion. So we're going to get our first look at it here in just a moment. Everything went smoothly, no traffic. And there she is. In all her glory, 7.3 Power Stroke, 2000 Ford Excursion Limited.
It looks good.
Oh yeah. All right, here we go. Well, as you guys can probably tell, it is the next day. We are out here in beautiful Colorado. It is absolutely ice cold out compared to the desert in Arizona. But we did it. We got the vehicle. This is our all new, to me, Ford Excursion.
What?
And it's a 2000 limited edition, so it's got leather. Only 189,000 miles on it. Fairly low mileage. It came with this, I don't know what brand it is, but it looks like a ranch hand front giant bull bar slash bumper. Two extremely bright, one light bar, two light pods coming around the side. You can tell that it is a project. You can see it's going to need some paint work on the hood, which is an aftermarket Cal induction hood, functional. We're definitely going to be switching up the wheels and tires. Has about a 6-inch lift right now. Windows are tinted. We did end up spending the night in it last night. It was a little chilly, but we bundled up. It is the 7.3, like I said before, so she should run forever. Not the fastest thing in the whole wide world, but it'll do. Definitely have some big plans for this one. Just to give you a little sneak peek at what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be, eventually it'll be on 40s. We're going to do custom 4-links front and rear. Coilovers front and rear as well. Should ride pretty nice by the end of it. I'm going to fabricate all the parts myself, practice my welding, and then ultimately, one other thing, the previous owner actually built the transmission, so it has a heavy-duty transmission in it, which means bigger turbo, bigger injectors. Tune it, and we should have a pretty cool ride here. All right, you guys, so we are down in Moab right now. We're about to go ahead and break in the new Excursion on the way home. We're gonna go hit Hell's Revenge, see how it does. We're definitely not gonna be tackling the Escalator or Hell's Gate for sure, at least not yet. Maybe after we're done with all the modifications and suspension upgrades, we can go ahead and do it at a later date. But yeah, we're at this hotel. Just quickly changed. So far so good. Cruise is nice at 80 miles an hour on the highway. No shakes, no death wobble, none of that. So we're gonna see how it does.
Alright, so what are we doing here?
Alright, so I got this tool off of Amazon. It's just for airing down tires. It was 19 bucks and it came prime. So so far so good. I've done the front two. These run at 65 PSI, these tires, and I'm going to try and air them down to 30. I know it's not super low, but should give us what we need. So what you do is you take off your tire stem, you screw it on to the stem, you then screw out the valve stem. Then you pull this back. Take the valve stem all the way out by spinning this top part, and then you pull this back. Now you let it air down. So you push it in to stop the airflow. It reads how much PSI you have in the tire, which is right around 30, which is exactly what I'm shooting for with these things. Again, brand new rig, so I don't really have that set. Now you push this in to screw the valve stem back in. Not sure if it's called a valve stem, but the stem of the valve back in. Got that nice and tight. Then you just unscrew the tool from the valve stem itself. Put your cap back on and you're ready to go wheeling. And lastly, because it is a Ford, of course, we need to go ahead and lock in our hubs. Got Warren hubs on this, you know, solid reputable brand. You just turn them to the right and they're locked in. Do them on both sides. And we are at Hell's Revenge here. You can see the first fin, pretty iconic, the entrance. It goes up and over. We're going to be taking this giant 10,000 pound beast. It's not actually 10,000 pounds, but up this massive fin, and we'll see how it goes.
I'm scared. I'm literally only doing this because Trent's grandma died and I feel bad. He's making me climb up this trail behind him. The best part about off-roading is your co-pilot. And while I'd like to say I'm the co-pilot, it's really this guy.
So this truck, it's very different than what I'm used to. Before this, we had a two-door Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, 2004. That was on 37, so it was pretty capable. Much smaller vehicle than this, obviously. So this is a bit of a beast on the trail. Still trying to figure out where the tipping point is for those off-camber hills and whatnot. Also, the front bumper doesn't help too much because it sticks out a little far, which doesn't help with the approach angle to obstacles like that steep one. Fortunately, we were able to get right up it, and I gotta say, the cameras never do it justice because I've been watching videos on Hell's Revenge for the last week, and these obstacles are way steeper and way more fun than what they look like on video. So definitely recommend coming out here if you guys have a four-wheel drive capable vehicle, and just look at these views. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, definitely we're gonna keep on pushing forward, and we'll see you at the next obstacle.
These are our little passengers. Diesel, who's in his first diesel truck with the name, and he's not enjoying himself. And Dozer, the little brother, is having the time of his life.
So the key when you're going up these mountains is to try and keep your throttle as steady as possible. Keep your tires on the black marks that are on the rocks. And this type of wheeling with this slick rock like this, as long as you air down, have decent tires, it's like sandpaper. A lot of traction. Not to mention, they make it pretty easy with these yellow markings on the ground. You just gotta keep driving over the yellow markings. It's like driving on a main street. So far, it's just amazing. The views on this trail are absolutely breathtaking. As far as the truck goes, could not have asked for a better vehicle. Well, besides maybe a Jeep or a Tacoma. It's a bit of an elephant on the trail, especially when you're on top of the fin. And it looks just like you're gonna roll right off. There's some pretty steep V-notches when you're going through. As you can see, I'm gonna have to respray the bottom of the bumpers right there a little bit, but really no damage besides that. Also, as usual with most full-size vehicles, you're going to be dragging the hitch a little, and the good part about that is that the hitch saves your bumper. So all in all, going really great. We'll go on.
All right, what does it look like?
It all headed north.
Hey, little man.
All right, you guys, we are finished with Hell's Revenge. The truck is in one piece. That is the end right over there. It sort of dumps you out into this little construction area where they're, I think, reconditioning the mountain or something. So overall, the beginning is misleadingly easy. The end, I guess there's a reason why no one films the end of this trail, because they're too busy gripping the steering wheel for dear life. With this truck, I'd say I almost rolled about 3 times, so definitely would recommend a smaller vehicle like a Jeep. Lifted, you need the ground clearance for sure. Sorry for the traffic in the background. But no body damage. No body damage on the truck whatsoever. Just the front bumper got a little nicked at the bottom, which is fine. A little black spray paint will take care of that. And the rear hitch drug a couple times, which is absolutely no big deal whatsoever. So this was a really cool trail. It was way more challenging than I thought, mostly just because of the vehicle that I was driving. Would not recommend if you were brand new. Definitely go on other trails first. And yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and set up camp. We'll show you our campground. We're gonna go to BLM land, which is Bureau of Land Management. It's a government entity. You can camp on their land for free, but there are absolutely no facilities. So it's fun. It's like real camping. So we'll show you where we're at. When we get there, gonna stop at the grocery store, get some dinner, get some firewood and a dirt flame so we can have a fire. Catch you there. What is up, everyone? So as you can see, it is the next day here. We found our campsite. So this is day 3 of our trip, day 2 of excursion ownership. We got in just as the sun was setting to camp here, so we wanted to focus on getting camp set up and starting a fire, because it does get pretty cold here. It gets to 25 at night, so a little chilly. We wanted to get that campfire going. So just to show you a little bit here about the campsite, let me flip you around. This is BLM camping. For those of you that don't know, there's a bunch of state-owned land that have these little dirt roads right here. This is one of them that you could just drive down, and there's little tiny dirt patches on the side of the road that you could basically set up a campsite at. A lot of them have already made rock fire pits, so you're good there. You basically just pull off the road, pop up your tent, and you're in a beautifully remote, away from anyone. It's really awesome. If you can get over not having a bathroom, it's really great. And of course you could always run into town and go use the bathroom if you have to, but this is it. A lot of times you'll see there's a lot of hoof tracks around, because cows do walk through occasionally, which is always fun. You might have a late night visitor, which is cool. And then yeah, it's just always so beautifully remote. As you could see, 2021 Off-Road Vehicle of the Year, the BMW 320i, doing a great job making it through. But besides that, the truck has been running great. After off-roading yesterday, it definitely is going to need an alignment. Definitely might have bounced off a rock or two pretty hard. So we'll have to get it aligned at some point here. Might do it myself, we'll see. As for our setup today, we packed everything back in the Excursion. I promised to try and do a better job of getting video of us actually setting camp up and whatnot. But take you around back. In here, this is what we do. Open up the hatch. Struts, in fact, hold it up, which is awesome. Open up the barn doors. Came with a fire extinguisher, which is cool. So over on the left, we have right in front, we have our flipper. You basically can sandwich anything in there and hold it over the fire and cook it. Last night we made ourselves grilled cheeses with ham and cheese, of course, which were delicious. Then above that, right behind it, there's a tub there with all of our outdoors camping stuff. So propane, lantern, knives, lights, machetes, axe, fire starters, all things like that. Directly above it, we have our kitchen box, where we bring, always have some emergency pancake mix in there, shake and pour, roll of toilet paper, paper towels, pot, pan, spatula, some small utensils, napkins, plastic reusable plates and bowls. Got boots up there. Coming down to the right, we have the Yeti cooler. In there we always just carry around some drinks and snacks. Of course, anything that has to be refrigerated goes in there for us. Directly above it, we have our Bass Pro Shop grill. It's a 2-burner gas propane grill. Works really great for making some quick stuff up on the stove, whether you got to boil water and you don't want to have to start a fire or whatever. Dog food for the boys. And then we have a sleeping bag over here, which usually isn't here, but across the back we have 2 camping chairs. We have our backpacks for hiking, Camelback backpacks. We have like a, I don't know, 70 set toolkit there, 70 piece set toolkit. Over here, 2 bottles of water. Just picked up this tool here, since we didn't have one. It is a jumper pack, 110 volt, air compressor, USB jump starter, basically 3-in-1. It seems to work really well. Got it at Walmart for 90 bucks. Seems to be a pretty good deal so far. Keep you updated on that. And then, last but not least, we have this foldable extension cord, and then we have this foldable table. It folds into a half moon, and then it pops up. I think we got it from Dick's. It's not crazy sturdy, like you can't jump on it, but it's perfect for holding drinks, you know, just preparing light meals on there. And that's the extent of our camping equipment. Besides that, we do have a rolled up mattress on the bottom, which we've been blowing up in the back of the Excursion, which has been working really well so far. And that all fits behind the 3rd row. So plenty of room for anything you could possibly need here. Moving forward, we have the front, or the 2nd row here. Let me go to the other side because of the sun. We have the 2nd row down currently. Hello, Dozer. Enjoying the sun. We have the 2nd row down currently. because the dogs are laying here. What's really awesome about the Excursion is that the second row folds completely flat. It's a really nice platform for anything you need, like dogs, for example, or your sleeping bag. Of course, all of our clothes are in here. We have the third row up to partition the back, so that way we can keep our stuff separate. Moving forward here, again, the dogs really like the space to roam around. Got a bunch of blankets on the ground for them. And then just the front seat, where this is where I spend most of my time. And besides that, so far so good. No problems to report. A little damage report for you though. Once again, you'll see that on the front here. We got a little tiny scrape here from making contact with a couple of rocks on either side. Nothing a little rattle can black spray paint can't fix. And of course, as I mentioned yesterday, the hitch took a hit in a couple spots, but again, no damage, just a little cosmetic rubbing there. So no big deal. So far so good. We're gonna keep pushing forward. Got Diesel over here roaming the campsite. Usually we just tie them up to the truck so they can't chase any cows. Moving forward, we're gonna go ahead and head on down the road. We're gonna go to Salt Lake City to drop off that car in a parking garage, continue north up to Yellowstone. Once we get to Yellowstone, we'll go ahead and give you an update, and that's it for now.